So I think the last session we'd dealt with everyone who got out of the mirror. We unearthed one of them as who was supposed to be a member of the Yellow Banner, but turned out to be a doppelganger, which we kind of half suspected from the journal we found. We thought we were being super clever by, having secret code words, but then this female warrior in plate told us that unfortunately doppelgangers can read your mind, so we probably didn't help as much. Anyway, it was good to know for futures. We also inadvertently discovered that gargoyles are not from our plane, so banishment works on them surprisingly well. So we formulated a plan to do that to the 4 statues in the big room, which worked extremely well, except for the fact that it occurred to none of us that all of them would wake up and attack us when we did this. So there was yelling and there was screaming and there was some recriminations, but we mostly survived. And so now we're in a position where we've banished all the gargoyles and we're just catching our breath before we probably go back into the main room to see what's what and do more exploring. I think that's that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yeah, so that's where we left it. I think a few people took a bit of a bathroom from those giant gargoyles, but I believe everybody's, by the look of it, we're all rested up after that incident.
Well, no, we didn't rest. I cast a lot of used up my spell slots.
Yeah, healed up was I should have said, rather than rested up.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course you are now got a new companion as well, haven't you? A drow elf by the name of Tlad.
Yeah.
Tlad from Tarn.
I mean, he's the first drow any of us have met, so I think we are a little cautious. But, so far he's not done anything too suspicious. He's kind of been consistently cowardly, and he can cast spells, which he said he was a wizard. We've not seen a book yet, so not sure if he's maybe a sorcery kind or a spell casting kind, like a wizard type.
He said he had it hidden, didn't he?
He said he had one well hidden, so we'll dissect him later if we have to. Well, Kate will probably, knowing how anxious our little wizard is.
Which I shall, if it's not still the case, I shall.
No, I've got access to.
Oh, you have. Oh, yeah. So you have. I can see it. Right. So, without further ado, what do you want to do?
Just quickly, did we knock off any more lines of that poem, or verse, should I say?
Oh, well, no, I don't think anybody's even looked at the poem down here.
No, we didn't go over yet, did we? We didn't get a chance.
Nope.
Oh, just to fill Kieran in, there's a massive room to the northwest. There looks to be an altar that's over there. We didn't go over there, obviously, because we decided to poke some gargoyles instead.
Isn't that the way the skeleton went with a thing on its forehead?
No, that was on the other side of the gargoyles to the
northwest. So kind of. Oh, you might not be able to see. You might not have gone that way, but it's kind of here. There's a big room over here.
Oh, right, okay. What, just past the plaque?
No, it's kind of
or is it down? Or is it down the corridor?
Yeah, it goes down the corridor and then it goes up again.
Oh, right, okay.
But it seems to be a big room. We were all of the understanding that most of these things are going to be traps, so only going into them if we needed to. I think that was the general consensus. Or if we
Yeah.
felt
I'll relay the plaque down here then, Phil.
Oh,
If they've not looked at it yet.
have you? I couldn't remember if you looked at it or not before.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, um,
Oh, we have seen this one. We have seen this one. I vaguely remember this.
I remember
Because that mirror hole 12 is obviously the mirror room, so that's gone. I just wondered if any of the other ones fit anything.
yeah. So I'll drop it into chat and read it out. Oh, well, there you put it in chat. So yeah, it's death to fire, dino drown, precious air, and falling sand. The army sleeps in silence. The mirror holds 12. Find the iron scepter's twin. The maze holds the key.
So really, aside from the gargoyles, we didn't get much accomplished last week, so you didn't really miss anything. Maybe we should investigate what the gargoyles left behind, or what they were doing, because we didn't go down there, did we?
Yeah, we didn't. We stayed the other way.
Banished them and rested out. So I might as well go pick that through.
Cool. Agreed.
I think those first two lines are one thing, aren't they? Because they're all supposed to be one line. That death to fire, dine or drown, precious air and falling sand.
The army sleeps in silence. Could it refer to the gargoyles?
That's what I was thinking.
It's not really an army. I would have said it's more like guards.
Oh, I think it would have taken an army to take them down if you'd have tried fighting them.
Yeah, God, they were rough. I mean, we were like, I think the monks hit it like 6-7 times, and it was like barely injured.
Yeah.
Crikey, they
They were immune to
He had a
everything.
lot of damage resistance.
Yeah. Right, well, Fafuk motions everyone to carry on. He's going to stay here and observe with great interest from the safety of this narrow little hallway.
I'll get moving up towards the corridor then, Phil.
Okay.
Right, what are we doing before we start splitting up? Are we investigating the gargoyles, or are we checking the corridors?
I'd say ignore the gargoyles for now, but I'd say check out that Mahusive room first.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think I made it to.
There's no gargoyles. Obviously, there's no gargoyles there anymore. There is the pedestals, the big 10-foot square
Plinths.
pedestals that they were stood on, plinths, yeah, whatever you want to call them, which each one is topped with a precious, with metal, not necessarily a precious metal. Well, I suppose yeah. So one's topped as like a gold plinth on the top, one has a silver plinth, one has a copper plinth, and one has a platinum plinth on the top of the pedestal. And there is a coin-sized slot on the facing side, the outward facing side of each pedestal.
Right, okay. And it's the same colour of the coins.
What? The slot?
Well,
That's what he's on about.
yeah. So the metals of the coins are the same ones as what was on. Yeah.
So are they like are they like metal surrounded slots, or are they just a slot in the stone?
It's a slot in the stone. A coin-sized slot in the stone.
Okay.
And then the top of the plinth is covered in the metal.
Yeah.
Were there any traps down this corridor?
I think I got to the entrance. I think I got to this entrance here without so much as anything.
Yeah.
We were checking as we went down. Me and
Of course,
Fafuk.
you can also see, I believe. Let me turn my light on. It's always helpful to be able to see what you can see. Yeah, so down the far end of the corridor as well, you can see what appears to be a large stone door looms at the end of the hallway, but it bears no handles or hinges. Jutting from the wall on either side of the door are two matching bronze sculptures, each the head and neck of a serpent with fangs bared. On the lintel above the door is inscribed the following message in common: warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul.
You repeat that, Phil?
Yep. The message or the entire description?
The message.
The message. It reads, warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul.
Like that.
Yep. Warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul.
I'm going to assume it's something like a heart or a soul, something like that.
I'd say
Your
heart.
Cold heart for being someone who's cruel, still for the dead, obviously, and then gruel for the ghoul, as in gets eaten.
Ghouls eat them. Yeah, good shout.
I mean, that's just a guess, but how a heart would come into play here. Okay.
Unless we come across a Teletubbies skeleton with a heart on its head.
Well, yeah, that's actually.
So for Fook, Clad and Luhai are still down that south corridor, by the way. I can't remember if it's been mentioned before, but the corridors and rooms of this level are littered with rubble from the crumbling walls and bones. Partial bones from animal bones, human bones, humanoid bones, full. Some of them are like almost complete skeletons. Others just random bones. And like I said, litter the corridor, the corners of rooms and edges of the corridors, along with lots of like I say, crumbling masonry.
I mean, so if you added up all the body parts, there'd probably be like hundreds of bodies down here.
Hundreds, yeah, easily. The what you can see on the illustration is probably a pretty good representation. If not more so, if it's not more so than that.
Okay.
So Tlad, he sort of trails behind, a short distance behind Fafook.
Fafook reads the says, "Oh, there's a plaque over where Cade stood. If you want to go take a read of that and see if you can, if it casts any light on."
Right.
That's the one I told you about. That death to fire, dine or drown.
Yeah.
So he wanders over and smiles, like a sneering kind of smile at Cade, and almost looks like he's tempted to pat him on the head, and then thinks twice about it.
Cade eyes him up like a piece of chicken, like a piece of fried food.
So right, tackling and Orbald, you can see this corridor that heads north and descends down some stairs.
Okay. So yeah, this has not been checked at all. So be careful.
Yeah. Has it been checked up to this door on the west?
I don't think so. No. We got this far and came back.
Okay, Fufuk extremely reluctantly, slowly proceeds.
Move slowly to the west, then Phil, and check for traps as I'm going down towards that door.
Okay, you can just make a single check if you want.
What is it? Perception.
It would be, yes. Okay.
Perception for traps or anything?
Say again?
Do you want me to roll for checking for traps and stuff as I'm moving down that hall?
Elbow's just done that very thing. So
Brilliant.
he's headed down to the west. You said, didn't you? Yeah. So you get all the way.
Yeah.
You get all the way there to the door. You see nothing untoward, and nothing untoward happens. So that's good, I guess.
I want to have a look over the door.
So
itself
now
and see if there's...
here at the door. So now you're here at the door. There's a stench of rotting flesh that wafts from these bronze serpents that protrude from protrude from the wall, and you can see the open mouths of these snakes.
I wonder if you've got to put a heart in each of the mouths or something.
The door itself is the door is just carved with bas reliefs of skulls from top to bottom.
I'm gonna go back to that mirror room, Phil.
Okay. Any telegraphing any of this to the rest of the group, or are you just wandering off?
Just wandering off for the moment.
Okay. So yes, without a word, Obold wanders off.
Well, Fufuk will assume that Obold's off to go get a heart to feed to the snakes.
So what's the rest of you doing? What's Lu Hai doing?
Just waiting here.
Okay. What's Cade doing?
Well, Cade's eyeing up the Dro type, and sort of says, "So, what do you make of this block? Then we've had a few of these on the way down, and they seem to give you kind of like semi-useless hints as to the ordeals you may face."
Well, as you already know, I'm quite unaware of our surroundings. This is the first time I've seen any of this.
Yeah, no, appreciated. So, for instance,
yes, it bears. I shall file it away, and if anything presents itself, I shall make you aware.
Yeah, do that.
And then he wanders off into this hallway where everybody else is sort of heading, apart from all. Tackling, what's Tackling doing?
I was considering heading north, just to have a look what's down in this room here without.
Okay, so you can't actually. I've kind of blocked off the line of sight for that because you can't see beyond. You can't see quite to the bottom of the stairs. So you can see this passageway. It heads north and it goes down these stairs, but you can't see right to the bottom from here.
Okay, then I'll approach it cautiously, check if traps. Not wanting to get caught out in this late stage team game.
Okay. Is there anything in particular doing?
I'm wary of these steps. Looking at them now, they look pretty.
Fufuk will cast guidance on Tackling if he's going to go down any steps.
I'll approach one of the top steps cautiously and just take it a step at a time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't like where they look. They look like buttons.
One moment. I just need to try and find my text.
I'll send you a whisper as well, Phil.
Okay. Right. So let's see. 15, that's 3, that's 13.
Sorry, I just realised something. Kate didn't have Mage Armor active. He's cast it now.
Uh-huh.
I'm just updating his. Oh, that's useful. Cool. So he's just cast it now. Wasn't his movement higher than 25 for some reason?
No, I don't think it were. I think it's always been quite low.
Yeah, his movement's been lower.
Yes, it's always been 25.
Didn't he have some boots or something that made him faster?
No,
Well, my
Snyder's got those boots.
No, so there was that boots of. Whether somebody had that boots of springing and leaping or something.
Yeah, I've got 'em.
Yeah, high.
Yeah, that was it. Right, so sorry, I got to roll. So what is tackling heading off down the stairs then? So you can see down from the top from here, you can see after 10 feet, this dusty corridor becomes a staircase that descends about 15 feet to a lower tunnel. Resting on the floor at the bottom of the staircase is, you can see, an old chest.
Yeah, so I'll move to investigate it slowly, cautiously, looking for traps. I'm not going ahead without everybody else's say so. But yeah, I'm a bit cautious about these steps as well. They look sus.
Okay, right. You've not seen anything. You don't see anything untoward about the steps.
Okay. And what's this here then? Sorry, a chest.
Okay, so just beyond the chest now, you can see the tunnel opens up to a huge dark chamber. Let's put this, because that would be things. I think probably appropriate to put that there. Oops, drawing extra walls everywhere. Oh, maybe. I'll sort. Start again. Sorry, done.
I didn't say anything.
Did you not? I thought you said
No.
something about what about the chest.
Oh yeah, I just wondered what it were.
Yes, right, okay. So yeah, it's a quite old, battered-looking chest with a rusty built-in lock. You can, like a key. You can see a keyhole. There's a keyhole in the not a padlock. It's got a built-in lock.
Okay. Would any of the keys that we've got fit it? I don't know. We've been keeping.
Which keys would those be?
Oh, sorry, they're not keys. Are they? The Teletubby heads.
The carved skeleton heads.
Yeah. Okay, so ignore the chest for now then, because we've got no keys, and I don't fancy smashing it open. Can I sidestep it and just see what's in this big room without entering the big room? Just want to poke my head around the corner.
Yeah, you can step past it if you want. Okay, so you get to the edge of this room, this huge room.
I'll be relaying all this back to Luhai as I'm down there as well.
To Luhai?
Not Luhai, sorry, to Fafuk, sorry.
Okay, so you're shouting back up. You'll have to shout.
Yep.
Okay. So you can see that, like I said, you can see this huge room. There's 4 marble columns support the ceiling of this what looks to be like a grand tomb. Twin staircases ascend to an upper gallery where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. On the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing colour. Minotaur murals adorn the walls on the lower level of the tomb. So all around the walls. So let me show you. So the walls along here and along here.
Okay.
And yes, the light. I think you can see the light on the oops, shit. On the sarcophagus is helpfully changing colour. Yes, it is.
So relaying all that information back, I will figure out what the rest of the group want to do. Do they want to come down, or what's Obald up to?
Let's wait for Obald to get back, and then do you want to come back up here, and then we can have a quick chat, and then see what Obald comes back with. I assume Obald's coming back with hearts.
Okay, so Luhai, you're the first to see Obald return as he comes up the corridor. Is up to his
What?
Is up to his elbows. Is like his hands and up to his elbows are just covered in fresh blood.
What the heck?
I assume he's been delving in dead bodies. Hey, did you get the old lady's one? Because, she was crispy on the outside. She's probably still fresh on the inside.
So
I just removed 2
Clad
hearts.
eyes Obald up suspiciously as he walks past me, like there's just this blood just running down his arms.
Hell have you been up to?
Gathering a couple of hearts. I think one needs to go in each mouth of the serpent to open the door.
Fafuk will say, let me give you guidance just before you do this. Gives you guidance and then steps back to give you some space.
And I'll
ask him if he wants assistance. If he wants me to put one in and he puts one in at the same time.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah.
And I'll have both to him.
Just in case it's a timed thing.
Okay, so the mouths of these snakes are too small to fit in a whole heart.
How you tell him?
Yeah. Oh, cut me off then.
They were small snakes, so I assume they were big snakes.
The big snakes, but the mouths aren't. You could maybe,
cut a piece off then, Phil.
Okay, so yeah, you indulge in mutilating these hearts that you've torn from these poor
I think the
unfortunates.
technical term is butcher.
Yeah, I think so. So as you looking closer now, you can see there's clearly dry blood inside each of these each statue's mouth, and you can see there's tiny at the back of the mouth where the throat would be. There's like a tiny tube.
Oh, I wonder if you have to pour blood into them.
Yeah, squeeze the blood into it.
So it's blood, not heart. It's blood. Cold-blooded.
All right. Well, the heart's still got blood in it, so
Yeah, there'll be blood in it. Not necessarily. Yeah.
well, just cut a hole in it enough for the blood to drip out into the mouth.
Oh no, you've got the aorta attachment on the top, so if you just tilt it and give it a squeeze, it'll come out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do that then.
Okay.
Biology comes in handy.
So yeah, it takes some effort. I mean, it's like quite a tough, gristly muscle. So but like you can squeeze it, and blood squeezes out through the arteries, the severed arteries, into the snake's mouth, and it slowly. There's maybe about a cupful, a small cupful. Drains away, and it drains away down this tube, and like maybe a few seconds after it's drained away, you hear this kind of slobbering, slurping noise.
All right. I'll step back, Phil.
Is it Jeffrey Dahmer?
Was Tackling doing the same thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, you're just like covered in blood as well now. Just like blood that's maybe possibly starting to coagulate. Yeah, so the same thing happened, and nothing happens.
What?
Maybe it needs more.
Maybe it needs fresh.
Well, why don't we try more first? And then we ask the question whether we really want to bother.
Don't we ask the
Unless
question
someone-
first?
Oh, that's a good point. What do you think's behind this door that we need to?
I would make a point. I would make a point that the alignments of the spirits that some of you have, it represents the personality of the spirit, not an influence over you.
Yeah. Okay. So, I suppose the question is,
It's the personality, the like personality traits can influence you a little bit, but the alignment wise, it doesn't it doesn't overrule your alignments.
Yeah.
And you can, like I say, these personalities, the personality traits can sort of influence you, but you're equally able to resist and overrule them. But there can be consequences for that.
right? Well, I mean, Evold, do you want to go? Do you want to go full of jug or two, and if you can drain enough out of something, and then we'll see if that works. If you're desperate to get in here.
Oh, I've got the alchemy jug. I've never tried blood. We could just try. I'll pull the alchemy jug out, Phil, and just say blood. See if it fills with blood.
Good question.
Could we not just try and push the door and see if it'll just now open?
It does do mayonnaise.
It does not produce any blood.
Oh, okay.
Kafuka's vaguely relieved.
Could we not just try and push the door and see if it'll open?
Okay, go for it.
If you want to go for it, yeah, sure. I'll come and help.
Do that then, Phil. Just try and push it and see if it'll open now.
Okay, the door it doesn't budge. You can make a well, no, actually, I'm not going to make you force you to make it. It doesn't budge, but looking at the door, it looks like it moves upwards or downwards.
Oh, right, okay. Well, try and get a vessel of some sort then and see if we can get some more blood and pour it in.
Okay.
I'll have a wander back down to the room again.
Sorry, you have to keep moving your token all the way around there. So are you leaving Noble to do that it's sanguate is that a word? These corpses, or is anybody assisting him in this lovely task?
No, it sounds messy. For food doesn't want to get messy. He hands Tacklin a hanky to clean yourself up. You're covered.
Thankfully, accept and just wipe myself down.
Yeah, the jug can probably produce some water so you can clean yourself up.
Yeah, do that then.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Right. So while you're so you've just finished tackling. Oh, is anybody doing anything else, by the way, while Elbow's doing that and Tackling's cleaning himself up?
Luke's going to carefully proceed down the stairs till he can see what Tacklin saw.
Okay.
While we're waiting for Obold, not proceed any further, just see the same thing.
I safely entered the room and come out, so I would have relayed that information as we were going down.
So there's a big chest in front of him.
Yep.
Oh, that's a fancy pants room. Wow, thing's massive. Interesting. Studies the chest with great interest without touching it. Do I need to roll perception for that or investigation?
No. Not unless there's anything. No, not if you're just looking it over. If you're wanting to check it for, if you wanted to check it for traps, that would perhaps require a roll, but that would also require
Touching.
Touching, yes.
Yeah, no. Wow, that is a fancy pants room.
I'll do it, big.
Calls over to Cade and says, "There's some pretty special room down there." Let's see if Cade's got knock memorized. Because he got knock as a spell, didn't he?
Yes.
He did, yeah.
It's not in his spell book. It's level 2, right?
I'm not sure offhand.
Yeah, it should be level 2. Yeah, it's not in his it's not on his spell list.
I took his spell list from D&D Beyond and copied it across, so he might not be aware he's got it. But I do remember him having it.
I do remember him having it because he got it at some point. Are you okay if I add it?
From one of the.
Yeah, you can add it, but we'll just have to assume he hasn't prepared it then.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we just wait for Obold. Obold seems to have a bit of a hard-on for this snake lock door, so we'll let it run its course.
Okay. So, yeah, Elbold eventually returns, still covered in gore, with some kind of receptacle. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you could. I suppose you could empty it. Maybe an empty oil flask. So maybe has about. I think an oil flask holds about a pint.
Mm-hmm.
If Fuchs not got anything specific to help out.
Oh, I've still got a few flasks from my herbalism thing.
Good thinking.
So how many? If we say a flask holds a pint, so how many flasks do you want to fill?
Just 2.
Okay.
1 for each snake.
Okay.
Do you want Fufuk and Cade to use Mage Hand to pour it in, or do you want to just do it yourselves?
Yeah, might as well do it myself.
Okay. So you return by the time Tacklin's finished cleaning himself up, Obold returns. Like I say, still drenched in gore and carrying 2 bloody flasks.
I'll just pour one down the left-hand snakehead and then one down the right-hand snakehead, unless Tackling wants to do the other one.
Yeah, he's just stepped away. I think we can assume he would.
I'll volunteer him to do it, Phil.
Okay, right. So you slowly pour these flasks into each of the serpent's mouths. Like I say, it slowly drains away, and as it drains away, you can hear this slurping kind of noise coming from somewhere that seems to come. It seems to come out of the mouths, sort of bubbles up. And as the last of the blood drains away, and this slurping noise fades, there's dust. There's a bit of the dust sort of moves slightly, and there's a shower of dust falls from it, and it slowly raises up into the ceiling.
Cool.
I'll step back while it's raising, Phil.
Okay.
How heavy does this door look?
How heavy?
Yeah, is it like
You can make it's about it's a couple of foot wide at least.
Oh God. Okay, so you're talking tons then.
Well, quite possibly.
Okay, cool. So we watch with interest.
And there you go. A room is revealed beyond. You can move forward if you wish.
Ooh,
Cautiously.
what's that? What's that on the opposite side, Phil?
There's some. It's a figure who appears to be painting murals on the wall.
Actual painting, or like a picture of a person painting.
You can't see as yet, I don't believe.
No, I can't see as far as Obold.
No.
I'll move just through the doorway then, Phil.
Okay.
I'll just follow him one for one.
Okay. So you two aren't carrying any light sources, are you? Just relying on your dark vision, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dark for me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, ahead of you, you can see a vaulted chamber that features a 10-foot deep sunken floor surrounded by ledges without railings. Alcoves along the ledges hold painted wooden statues of hornet-headed humanoid warriors, each wearing a grass skirt and clutching a spear. A gruesome throne lashed together of bone and strips of skin stands atop the west ledge. A fearsome horned skull surmounts the throne, and small skulls are piled around it. The seat of the throne appears to be made of stretched skin and has a metal scepter resting on it. Shuffling about the sunken portion of the room are three gaunt humanoid figures in dusty robes, draped in cobwebs, their eyes and mouths stitched shut. Armed with brushes and clay pots of pigment, they paint the walls and pillars with grim, poorly rendered illustrations. So yeah, the figures that you can see are aren't on this ledge, they're below it.
So it runs the length of the room, so they're actually underneath.
Yeah, so that the ledge runs all the way around. It's this sort of paved.
Okay, I see. But they are underneath, so we wouldn't know if there were half a dozen more underneath us right now.
No, so you can see these. You can see these three. So they're underneath there.
Okay, makes sense. I'll motion to Orball the scepter. Mentioned in the poem, weren't it?
Yeah, the Iron Scepter's twin.
Uh-huh.
Find the Iron Scepter's twin.
So, of course,
Which
none of
usually
you
would be
back
that
here
middle
can,
bit
can
somewhere.
see any of that.
I'll go and tell Fafouk.
Sorry?
I'll go and tell Fafouk and fill him in on what we've seen. And then maybe people want to come and join us. 'Cause
Yeah, motion for Cade and Lazai and Clad to come join us.
Okay.
And then Taki explains. So just to be clear, there's a creature with a large horned head on a creepy throne
No
made of
creature.
bones.
No
no,
creature.
creature is just a throne has got a creepy head on it.
Right. And then there are 3 what look like undead painting murals.
Yep. Eyes sewn up, mouth sewn up. But we can only see 3, and the ledge goes all the way around the room. So I think there might be some underneath as well. So just be careful.
So you're going into the room or not?
I'm on the ledge at the
Yep,
minute.
yep.
Oh,
No,
I'm
sorry,
gonna
I'm
move further down.
yeah,
now.
I'm sorry. I mean, Fafouk and Luhai.
Fafouk and Cade will go because Cade wants to go, but Fafouk reluctantly won't leave his little buddy by himself.
Okay.
So
So is
only
anybody?
3 are
Sorry,
the-
is that as far as you're going?
No, a little further so the door can slam shut behind us. Wait, did I say that out loud?
I'll mirror Obol, so if he's gone down there, I'll mirror him this way.
Okay. So is that where you? That's all right. Is that where are you going? Just staying there, Luhai, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I shall repeat the description of the room for people who just stepped in there and make more sense, I suppose. So this vaulted chamber features a 10-foot deep sunken floor, so 10 feet below where you below the ledges that you stood on. Surrounded by ledges without railings, alcoves along the north and south wall hold painted wooden statues of hornet-headed humanoid warriors, each wearing a rotting grass skirt and clutching a spear. A gruesome throne lashed together of bone and strips of skin stands atop the western ledge. A fearsome horned skull surmounts the top of the throne, and small skulls are piled around it. The seat of the throne appears to be made of stretched skin and has a metal scepter resting upon it. Shuffling about the sunken portion of the room are 3 gaunt humanoid figures in dusty robes draped in cobwebs, their eyes and mouths stitched shut. Armed with brushes and clay pots of pigment, they paint the walls and pillars with grim, poorly rendered illustrations, and they continue to move about.
Do any more appear, or is it just them 3?
You don't see any more.
Okay.
So, so both Fafouk and I assume everyone can spot the Iron Scepter.
Yep.
Yes, and Fafouk, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh.
Where's my whispering thing? There we are. Excuse me while I type that voice that was whispering in your head.
So you can cut and paste in that, assume.
I'm having to sort of what's the word? Yeah, not I can't. No, I'm not cutting and pasting it because it's not.
Well, I mean, keep forgetting Cade's got that really funky telekinesis thing. which gives him like a boost on his mage hand.
There you go. So for Fook, you hear the voice of the spirit of Ubalaka whispering in your head.
Okay. Fafuk hisses at the others around him. Ublaka says, "Don't touch the throne or the scepter." He doesn't know why, but he doesn't trust it. Which is a real shame, because he was about to have Cade go reach out and grab it with mage hand.
Well, we're supposed to find its twin anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, well, this is not the iron scepter, is it? This is more like a bone scepter.
I thought he said it was iron.
Yeah, it's metal scepter.
It's just a throne that's made out of bones.
Yeah,
okay.
bone and
Skull.
skin. The throne's made out of bone and skin.
So I wonder if his twin is in here somewhere in that bit at the bottom. You know, that bit that's 10 feet below.
How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is 12 feet above the ledge. So about 22 feet below above the sunken floor.
Walking by a man who's just about to cast fireball.
Is Luhai doing anything? What's Luhai doing?
Just waiting here.
He's waiting there. Okay, so you notice Tlad is he sort of as he were heading, following everybody else as he came down, headed down the corridor. He stops and stands looking looking up that north corridor for a while. And then he comes and walks over and stands at the side of you. Looks.
Anything the matter?
It's, I just curious. I'm just looking for any clues as to the text that was upon the wall. Nothing of note. And what are our friends up to now?
I have no idea.
Can we make out any of the drawings that the creatures are making?
So it's a bit hard from here because they're a little bit crude, but I suppose you can make a perception check, see if you can make them out from here. Otherwise, you'd have to go a bit closer.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a bad idea. Perception. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good enough. So you can see, so one of them appears to be painting over and removing a previously painted images, and you can see appears to be removing, scrubbing out and painting over a scene that depicts looks like it might be a night, and you can see just before he scrubs it out, you can see the signature yellow the signature of the yellow banner. They're like that piece of cloth, that piece of fabric tied around their arm, depicted on this picture. And it is, like I say, it appears to be a night maybe, and they appear to be. It looks like not entirely sure, but it looks like they're choking in like this green cloud.
Fafuk So Fook motions for the others to like come back from where they've gone and like get out of the room. He wants to tell them something. Come this
So,
way, come this way.
so the other two, you can see what they're painting as well. If you want to
Oh,
pause a
okay.
moment.
Yeah, sorry. Apologies.
Okay, so to your surprise, it takes a while for you to notice. Like I said, the images are really crude, and as you'd expect when somebody who's a blind, essentially blind, trying to paint. But after looking and like staring at it for a moment, they appear to be rendering a scene depicting you and your companions in a room with a broken mirror, engaged in combat with the creatures that were ejected from it.
Holy cow.
Well, this is quite recent, then, isn't it?
Oh, so
I
Luke,
wonder if they. Yeah, we've just lost Keezy. Do you think. Are you back? Kieran?
can you hear us, Kieran?
We
Hello?
can't hear you.
We can't hear you. We can't see your camera.
Typing.
He's typing. All right, yeah. It's not a good idea for me to do into chat.
Yeah, it's just saying mic not working.
Oh, that's what that were Lee from last.
Surface is overheating. Well,
Right.
I mean, that's kind of creepy, but also kind of useful because the knight was being basically gassed by something. So that would actually line up with one of the death to fire, dine or drown, precious air, falling sand. I mean, could be something about one of the traps is a gas sort of trap. What time of day is it? Do we
What
know?
time of day is it? Oh, you can make a. You can. Well, I'm not going to make it. It's early morning.
Have we had breakfast yet?
I would imagine so. You
Yeah,
long
we did.
rested, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
You spent
Yeah,
almost
just-
an entire 16 hours
yeah, that's true.
before encountering the gargoyles.
And then basically burning through 4, 5, 6, 8 spell slots. 8 spell slots gone before brunch. Though I noticed Cade has barely used anything, little sod swine.
No,
He hardly ever casts. He casts 2 4th level spells, and that's it. Oh, 1 first level spell because I made him cast Mage Armor.
and he wants me to give him more spells.
So I certainly hope he isn't claiming to have an AC of 16 when he hasn't actually spent a spell slot of Mage Armor. Okay. Right. There's a good time to grab a quick brew if we're waiting for Keith.
I suppose yes, we can take a brief break, I guess, while Kieran sorts out his sticks his computer in the freezer for 5 minutes.
Cool. Be right back.
The Kieran that keeps dropping in and out.
I didn't realise you turned it off.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, we can host a game show. Sorry, carry on.
Enough said of her. Right. Okay, so where were we?
We were looking at images which seem to represent our own party encountering the mirror earlier. So it looks like these three creatures are painting what's happened to other parties. So, I mean, realizing this, can we quickly move around and see if we can see anything else from the yellow banner side, which may give us clues as to what we may encounter?
So let me see. I was just looking at that actually, and now I've forgotten what it was.
So it was the knight being surrounded or being choked by something, it looked like.
Right, so you see, like I say, there's some. It looks like they've been in the process of erasing these older pictures, but some that have yet to be erased. You can see one character, one person looks like a male character. It's a bit faded and it's partially been erased and partially painted over. You can see a male character that's literally been torn limb from limb by these tall, heavily armored figures.
Oh, didn't we see armored figures up on the previous level in the passageway? And we were like, yeah, no, we're going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, with the chains in between
Yeah,
them.
they do
And
look
the
a little
great
like that.
helms. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Anything else? If we join us to roll perception again, or anything else we can pick up
No,
on?
yes. The only other one that kind of stands out is one that depicts a goat-like humanoid lying in a pool of its own blood.
Oh, we heard about that one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was the wizard.
Part of the yellow banner, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the
Devlin,
wizard.
were it?
Yes.
Didn't he have goat legs? The wizard we found had goat
Yes.
legs. Yeah. Okay.
So other than that, there's like lots of older, faded and indistinct images, but they all depict or suggest depictions of people coming to grim ends.
Or
Nice.
temple.
Okay, well, do we want to nope out of here? Or do we want to hunt around for an Iron Scepter's twin? I mean, does this look like a tomb from any of the 9 gods?
But
There's nothing here that... There's nothing here... Sorry.
Doesn't look like a tomb. It looks like some bizarre throne room. Well, there's the throne.
I can't see the scepter. If it's a twin, I can't see it being in the same room.
Okay.
Maybe someone else would have to be brought back here.
Yeah, let's get ourselves out of here, and then if we really need to, we could probably come back here. Now we know how to open the door.
Blood. Lots and lots of blood.
Right, let's go take a look at this old chesty effort thing. Can Fafuk use, or Cade? I suppose Cade's mage hand is stronger actually. Open the chest, or is it locked?
So Cade can't see the chest until you get to the bottom of the stairs.
Oh right, okay.
I'll move to the bottom of the stairs. So.
Ha! Beat you there. Can we cautiously check the floor for traps and step around the chest.
You can. What's Lou High doing and tackling?
I'm going to sit this one out for now.
Okay. What's Lou High doing?
Around here.
You're gonna stay there with tackling and clad.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh, I tell you what I am doing. I'm looking out for where were that. I keep calling them Teletubbies. Sorry. Where were the skeletons, ghouls?
It
The
went
far
when it
east.
disappeared down that east and down to the east in that in the
That
central
where the
room.
4 gargoyles were.
Right. Okay. So I'll keep an eye out and just an eye and an ear out, see if he comes back as well.
Okay. Well, you won't be able to see or hear anything from there.
Okay. I'll stay where I am then, just for now.
Well, obviously, unless something happens in that corridor. Right. So Fu, you can't see any sign of anything untoward around you. Okay. So Orbald can't stand on the. You can't stay on the same spot.
No, as soon as he's looked for traps, I'll move around the chest.
Right, and then once he's cleared it, can Cade step forward to see the chest?
Okay, so like I say, it's an old chest with a rusty, an old battered chest with a rusty built-in lock.
Right. Well, I mean, we can see the murals now are obviously a maze, and we have encountered puzzles before because Obtao loved his puzzles, didn't he? His mazes.
Yep.
And we have opened a few hidden rooms before by tracing the mazes on
Right.
walls and stuff.
The last line of that thing says the maze holds the key.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what the key is?
You want the
or-
description of the room again?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please.
Okay. One moment while I find it. Have I gone to go past it? There we are. So four marble columns support the ceiling of this grand tomb. Twin staircases ascend to an upper gallery where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. On the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing colour. Minotaur murals adorn the walls of the lower level of the tomb.
Where was the maze?
Up at this on the back wall.
Back wall.
Let's see. I'll just go along there.
Like
This thing at the
30
back.
foot away, kind of.
Yeah, this thing right up on the back. So you have drawn the line.
50 foot away, okay. Is it like minute or is it like a large scale thing?
It's,
so you
it's
can
big.
actually
It's like about it's about 15 foot across.
Proceed.
Okay,
Okay,
so you Obald, you're about to step forward and you notice the tiles on the floor look there's something about the tiles on the floor catches your eye just before and you sort of hesitate before stepping forward.
Okay. I'll have a closer look
Um,
at the tiles before stepping on them then.
okay, right. So the look you can see. They look deteriorated. They look more worn and deteriorated than the ones around me. And you can see that like the plaster or the lime plaster or whatever it is that's between the tiles is like corroded and fallen. Appears to be like like small holes in it, and you can smell as you look closer. You can smell this sort of acrid smell that like sort of like almost burns your nostrils.
I mean, like, what, something that's like ammonia or
Like an
sleep, like sleep.
an acidic smell. It's acidic aroma.
Oh,
Remember that knight, the figure of the knight that was engulfed in some kind of choking gas of some kind, or choking cloud. Isn't that the name of a spell, choking cloud?
There is a spell called that, I believe. Yeah.
Hmm.
if you and Cade move further back up the tunnel,
Hmm.
because I want to try something.
What's
The
Kate
food's
doing, by the
clean.
way?
Well, Cade was looking at this chest,
Uh-huh.
planning on seeing if he could open it with Mage Hand, but then Obold suddenly sort of said, "Oh yeah, hang on, move back up the passage." So Fafuk will inspire Obold with, "Whatever you do, don't kill us." So that's you with a 1d6 inspiration that you can use in the next 10 minutes or so.
Tackling and Luhai doing anything?
No.
Yeah, Fafuk sort of says, Obold's got a bit of an idea. He noticed something in the big room.
I'm going to shadow step across to where the mural is at the back, Phil.
Okay. Very well. Yeah, it is all dimly lit in it's all dim. Okay.
So I don't step foot on the mosaic itself.
Radio.
And I'll wait for a few minutes just to see if anything happens, or if I hear any rumblings, creaks, or sloshing sounds. That's someone's stomach or background music.
I think you were a car driving past your house, actually. Your light lit up when it went past.
So yeah, nothing happens. Or you can now you stood here. You can see this carving much more close since you stood pretty much next to it. So the intricate carving seems to shift before your eyes, its configuration ever changing. The maze seems to have no exits, and its corridors are lit by tiny torches and clouded by fog.
How bizarre. Well, after about a minute, Fafuk will head down and go, "Yoo-hoo." I assume I can't see Obold because
Not until you get to the edge of the room. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to see him from there.
I want to just walking across the tiles, the mosaic, because I think it'll activate a trap any part of the mosaic.
Okay, well, I think Fafuk and Cade will both remember the line saying maze is the key. The maze is the key? The maze holds the key. So do you think the maze represents the tomb itself? So like the maze is actually the floor plan?
I'll have a look over it, Phil, and see if I can correlate it to where we've been to so far.
Sorry, say that again.
I'll have a look over the maze and see if I can correlate it to where we've been to so
So
far.
it doesn't bear any resemblance to where you've been now. And like I say, it's the configuration of it, the passageways are constantly moving and shifting. And it's like you're looking. It's not like a static image. It's like you're looking on like a real, like a miniature of a, like a, it's a, like like an animated image. So it's like I said, the maze, it's constantly shifting. It's you can see there's lights in the corridors and there's fog drifting up and down all the different passageways of the maze. But
There's no way out.
but it's just at the same time it's just a carving, but it's like I say, it's animated, it's moving, it's not static. And you can, like I say, you can see lots of tiny torches burning and flickering in these corridors of this maze.
I'll have a proper look over it and see if I can identify something. Got to be something there. They need to activate, follow, show, prod, or something. So I'll have a look over it, Phil, and see if I can identify anything like that.
Okay. So same as anything that moves or prods or anything like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
there'll be something to interact with it.
Okay, so Obold leans in close and starts examining this cabin close up. As he reaches out and touches it, he vanishes.
Oh no!
Classic. At that same moment, Cade casts Mage Hand and tries to open the chest using his Mage Hand.
Okay. What's everybody else? What's tackling and also tackling's out over there. What's Blue High doing? Obviously, you can't see and you're not aware of anything that's happening. You can maybe just from the top. You can maybe just about see Cade from the top of the stairs.
Well,
Yeah, so you won't even be able to see Cade from out in that hallway. You won't be able to see Cade, so you can't see. So Blue High, you can't see anything down there. Tackling, there's nothing to see over there. So what's is Tackling and Blue High doing anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So you don't know. So Blue High, while you're stood there, you hear sound of stone grating against stone, and then a large 5-foot diameter stone boulder drops out the ceiling in the passageway in front of you and goes bounding down the staircase.
I'll shout, "Look out!"
What staircase?
The staircase straight behind Cade.
Oh, you're shitting me. Oh, shit.
So
Well,
yeah, you hear this sound of something crashing, like this crashing sound, and look to see this huge boulder, this round spherical boulder bouncing down the stairs towards the pair of you. As Cade, as Cade just seconds after Cade lifts the lid of this chest.
there we go.
So let's see where are we.
Do we have a bit of a warning? Thanks
yes,
Shout.
thanks to Shout. So, you can attempt. You can either go forward to the room, or you can attempt to leap over the ball. Apparently, it's not too small that you can't jump over it. Too big that you can't jump over it. It looks massive, but apparently you can attempt to jump over it.
I'm looking at the list of spells that Cade has got memorized.
He would only be able to use something that's got a reaction.
No, not like a verbal only, perhaps.
Only if he can cast it as a reaction.
Let me just check. I don't think he's actually got. I mean, he's got shield, but that's not.
No. So yeah, he's gonna No amount of shield is going to stop. It's going to stop it.
So counterspell is not going to be useful. And Misty Step is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Could he Misty Step?
No, it needs to be a reaction.
Right, anyone remember what Cade's divination rolls were?
They were low.
No, they weren't. They were
Well,
too
they're not.
high
No,
ones.
they were high ones. They were
Oh,
like
well, I thought they were
18.
low. Was that ones
think they were
before?
18
I
and
knew he
19,
rolled a
actually.
2 and a 4 or something last time. I remember.
No, that was the ones before.
All right.
I think
Well,
it's
that's
Okay.
before we
18 and
rested.
19. 18 and
Yeah,
19.
Yeah, it was like 2 really high ones. So okay, well, Cade's going to jump it.
Okay. Is he going to? So he has to. If he's spending a divination roll, he has to do it before the roll. He can't. He has to declare he's going to do that before rolling.
Yeah. So he'll spend his divination roll,
Which one?
the higher one on himself, the 19, and he'll spend the 18 on Fafuk. And they're
Okay.
gonna
I
try
think
and
you can
jump
only
it.
do one. I think you can only do one in a turn. Can't
Yes, you're right, because it's a reaction
Yeah.
type thing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So yeah, it's only one of you can benefit from it.
Oh, Cade's going to sort himself out, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he will probably think of him. Yeah, reaction would probably to do himself first. Okay, so somehow Mike Cade manages to scramble up the wall and maybe like put his hands on top of the boulder as it's coming down and sort of half jumps, half tumbles to the other side of it as it crashes as the boulder crashes into the chest and comes tumbling straight towards Fafuk. So you have the same option. You can attempt to jump over it, or you can, either try and jump over it, get past it, or you're going to have to head towards the room.
So doesn't Fafuk have like an extra moment or two for like a baby and a different spell?
Maybe a moment or two to go, ah!
To get the scream properly powered up with like a proper like
Or you
high
can just stand
pitch.
there and take it.
No, he's not going to take it. Well, I've got no. The only reaction spell I have is Featherfall. Hang on, are there any others? Give me 1 second. Bonus, action. Yeah, it's Featherfall, which is not going to be particularly useful. Yeah, well, I suppose he's going to try and. He remembers Obold saying that the tiles in front looked like seriously dodgy.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't remember if it was just these or if one's off to the side. So he's seen Cade parkour his way over this boulder. He's going to try and do the same.
Okay, you can make a acrobatics check then. Acrobatics, acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, I suppose, is better than athletics. So
Yeah, well, it would be acrobatics anyway, because you
I can't stealth my way around the boulder.
No, you can try if you want. I'm not sure how it'll end. I don't think it'll end very well, but you can try. You could try. So yeah, acrobatics. Oh wow! Yeah, boom. So yeah, you against all odds, you somehow managed to leap and scramble over this boulder that rolls past you. Like maybe you probably fall on top of Cade, fall into a tangled heap at the bottom of the stairs where Cade is lying in the shattered remains of this chest, and this boulder rolls through into the room, and as it does, as it rolls through, all the tiles just beyond the entrance crumble and collapse, and this boulder falls through into a pit full of some acrid, foul-smelling liquid.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Fuchs like fucking hell. That was close.
So, meanwhile, Tackling and Luhai, you probably hear some shouts and screams. Well, of course, you've heard the crashing noise of the boulder, and you probably hear the crashing and the cracking of as it smashes through the tiles. Obviously, you don't know what's happened. But meanwhile, Orbold has got other concerns.
Yeah.
No.
Right, Orbold, you find yourself stood within a 15-foot high passageway walled by smooth featureless stone, which is lit by torches and shrouded by fog. There's no ceiling, and when you look up, you see a distorted view of the room you left behind.
Oh,
But it's as if so if you imagine the as you're looking up, the you see the floor and the ceiling of the room you were in going up vertically, and you can even see sort of vaguely distorted shapes of two figures, which after a moment you realise is Cade and Fafuk, who for some reason or other like seem to be embracing each other on the floor.
Their love, which cannot be named.
so I've basically gone into the mural on the wall.
Oh man.
Hmm. I can't just stay here. I'm gonna have to start wandering.
Something else happens as well. So as Cade and Fafuk, as you're picking yourself up, you can hear the sound of stone grinding against stone. And for Fafuk, you can probably just see there's the panels in the walls of this tomb start sliding open, and as they slide open, you see inside these piles of bones that suddenly start knitting themselves together till they form these giant minotaur skeletons.
That can't be good. That really can't be good. Fafuk will yell up to the top of the passage saying, Obol's disappeared. There's a big pit of acid, and there's some really big Minotaur skeletons coming our way. We're going to need a hand. And starts trying to back up the passageway. How these are large, right?
Yes.
So they couldn't fit up these stairs, right?
No. Well,
Okay.
there's the fact that there's a pit of acid
Pit.
blocking their the way.
Oh yeah.
Does word come back my way that they're in trouble?
I believe that's what they're shouting up the corridor.
Yeah.
I'll move to help.
Jade will happily swap positions with you, as will Fafuk. So look, I don't think they can reach us because of the acid pit, but which, by the way, holy shit, did you see us jump? I mean, Fafuk did the full fucking splits there for a second, going back and forth. I was amazing. I was stunning. But yeah, Obold just disappeared. He was doing something with the mural and he went.
Is it not there then on the screen?
Obold's there on the screen.
Oh, okay.
But he was where you see him, and then he went poof. But at that moment, Kate opened the chest, and this big boulder came running down. Thank God, Lazai yelled a warning. Otherwise, we'd have both been pushed into that pit of acid.
So Talad turns to comes up behind Lou High and says, "It sounds like your friends are in danger. Perhaps they need your assistance."
Possibly.
But I mean, how do we fight Minotaur skeletons that can't physically reach us? I mean, I would say Tacklan. You've got a brilliant spell that can drag stuff towards you.
I do.
Maybe we could drag a skeleton into a pit of acid. What do you think?
That was going to be the plan. I was going to wait here until they came on me, and then
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So they emerge from these alcoves that have been revealed, but they don't. They just stand motionless.
start whistling at them.
Do you want Cade to get their attention with like a firebolt or something?
Or red ray.
I mean, it's not like these skeletons are going to be exactly helpful to us, is it? Going to piss them off, we may as well start now. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Cool. So Cade can step forward, just make out one of them on the right, and then we'll cast Firebolt.
Right. So Talad goes, oh, and points and sort of taps you on the shoulder, Luhai, and points towards that door as that stone door slowly to the west slowly slides shut.
Resetting itself.
Has it appeared? Yep. So, Firebolt. Yeah, one on the right.
Which one?
Just the one on the right that he can see.
I don't know which one you can see.
Oh, you can
one?
see four.
I can see your hand, so just point your pointer where it's going to be. That one. That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. 18.
18. I suspect that might be a hit. It is indeed.
The damage is 5.
5. Okay.
Does it piss us off then?
Sorry.
Does it piss us off?
It hits it, but it doesn't react, or not in an aggressive way. In fact, they just all step back into the alcoves, and as they step back into the alcoves, they slide shut.
I think one of them's got stuck. He's pushing instead of pulling. Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, they've gone away.
I activated them again.
I think it was the boulder going through the floor. No, sorry. Obol touching the mural.
Could have been either. We did it at the same time. Well, Kate can get us all across to the other side using fly spell. How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling in here is about 12 to 15 feet tall. High, sorry, not tall. So meanwhile, what's Obal doing? So, like I say, you're stood in this 15-foot high passageway walled by smooth, featureless stone, lit by torches and shrouded by fog. There's no ceiling, and like I say, looking up, you can see a distorted view of the room that you've left behind, but the floor and the ceiling are the walls, and you can see the opposite wall as the ceiling, if that makes sense.
Yeah. As though I'm looking up from the.
As if you're looking up from where the mural was on the wall, the maze.
Yeah.
You're laid on your back on that wall.
I'll just start wandering then.
Okay.
Just try to start to follow this passageway, see where it leads. If I can spot anything.
Okay, right. As you can't see more. You can maybe see 20 feet at most. And as you beat through this like fog that's constantly shifting, you can maybe see the like points of light of the torches shining through the fog, but you can hear the walls, the sound of stone grinding, the walls constantly like moving and changing. The configuration of this place changing around you. So you can roll a percentage dice. Okay. Right. You find yourself in sort of a crossroad, like a crossroad type junction. Passage, obviously a passage ahead and one to your left and right.
I'll go left.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Food's going to cast minor illusion in the middle of the room
Okay.
to look like for food, basically giving the two fingers up, and then it is going to cast thaumaturgy, and it can use a couple of effects, and going to cause tremors in the ground,
Okay.
and a sound that originates from the illusion.
Okay.
So none of these are concentration, so they all just kind of rumble on
Last
for
a
like a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So this illusion appears. There's a faint rumbling coming from the ground, and whatever other effects you apply to it. And are you doing anything are you waiting until the duration finishes, or see if anything happens, or are you doing something while the duration is in effect?
I want to see if it elicits
Okay,
like
right. So it runs its entire the spell like runs until it expires and nothing happens.
okay, bastard.
What is Tackling and Luhai doing? Where is Tackling? Oh,
I'm down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Undercade, I think.
Oh yes. What's Luhai doing?
Thing.
Nothing. Okay, staying up there. Radio. So from the top of there, don't forget you might be able to hear them talking, but you can't see anything that's going off. So Tlad, he sort of looks at you and shrugs and heads off down the stairs. Right.
Well,
So Obald, you can. Sorry, go on.
If it moves up, then I'll follow behind him.
Okay. Right, Obald, you can roll percentage again. Okay, so you round a corner in the maze in this maze, and you find yourself in like a circular room with kind of it's like a T junction, but it's like a circular room. There's two other passages leading off, and stepping through the fog towards you is the hulking figure of a minotaur who hefts an axe and charges at you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we must resolve this combat first.
Normal Minotaur
A
or
normal
undead
minotaur.
one?
It's not a skeleton. It's a normal minotaur. Right. So I'm just going to drag this onto the. It's obviously it's not there. I'm just going to drag it onto the thing so I've got something on the doodah.
Bugger, we're going to have to fight those bloody skeletons, aren't we, to try and get to the maze?
So I'll put your token on as well, Kim, but obviously you're not actually in the room. It's just to illustrate, so we can, just to make it easier, less faffing about.
Was that mural within 60 foot?
Is mural in 6 feet? So from the edge of the room, it is 50 feet away.
Mm.
Okay, so you go first.
Can't we all just get along? No.
Diplomacy was never an option.
No.
Just trying to decide which one to do here.
What punch him with your left or punch him with your right.
Needs to make a save DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, Phil.
What? Sorry.
It needs to make a DC 16 Wisdom
save.
saving throw,
Right. Okay.
or it's stunned.
It makes a save. It is not stunned.
Mother.
Flee.
Is it actually next to me at the moment?
It's well, that depends on it's not next to you at the moment. No, it's charging towards you. So obviously you've got the option of closing the ground and attacking it first if you want.
Well, no, he just tried to stun it first of all. You got to hit it.
I can't
But
hit
also,
it because
but also your feed.
it was an action to do that, so I can't hit it.
Oh, sorry, I thought you hit it. I'm assuming.
Oh, you were doing your right. Yeah, you're using that ability.
Yeah.
So that was an action, wasn't it? So yeah,
Yeah,
you've got
I'll-
movement.
I'll try and move around it then, Phil. So I've got 55 feet of movement,
Okay.
but I'll
So
also spend a chi point.
okay, so this area is just 30 foot across. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's passageways running off it as well.
Yeah. Is there a passageway running off to my left?
Yeah.
I'll take that, but I'm also spending a chi point to take the dodge action, because that's a bonus action for me.
Okay, so how far are you moving?
Me full 55 feet.
55. So okay, so just right. So you're gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. So. Right, so it comes charging at you, charging down the corridor towards you, lowering its horns and attempts to gore you. It just manages to close the distance.
So it's attacking at a disadvantage now.
Yeah.
So do the dodge.
So attack with disadvantage. Oh yes, so it rolls. It's missed. It misses. It's like so.
Nice one.
So yeah, it misses by a mile. Like sparks fly up as its horns like gouge a line out of the stonework of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. It's only got one action as well. So it's reset. So it's next to you now, and you've got initiative by a long shot.
I'll have to attempt to hit it once.
Okay.
Try. Hang on. Give me a second. I'll use
Get over here!
that.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming that's going to be a miss.
That is a miss. So you hit it, but
Yeah.
it just like it blows ineffective.
Get over here!
Oh,
Oh,
that,
Oh,
wow.
wait, no. Kids, close.
it's not to me.
Oh, yeah, I guess
I'm
not.
not even
Dimension.
On my screen, but yeah.
Next.
So yeah, disadvantage on first one. On this next one. Okay, right. This against all odds. This connects.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, maximum
Very
damage.
8 damage.
And then I will
Barely injured.
spend another chi point. Phil.
Okay.
And I will do. I don't want to use the action. Description. There we go. I'll take the dash action.
Okay.
So that moves me 110 feet away from him.
Okay. So does that provoke an attack or not?
No, because I've got the mobile feet.
Right.
Because I've
Yeah.
attacked him, he can't
Yeah. I
take
wasn't
attacks of
sure.
opportunity.
Okay.
Hit into. You've got to hit him.
No.
It's not attack.
No, it's even if I've attacked him and not hit him.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I was under the impression it was a hit, but anyway, I'm not going to argue with it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it says when you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit or not.
Yeah. You did hit anyway, though. So anyway, right. So can you make a stealth check, please?
Delve?
Yeah. See if you lose it in the maze, in the fog, in the maze.
Do I get advantage because of the fog?
Go on then.
Since I can't see like
Yeah, go on.
further than 12 and 15 feet.
Yep, go on. Okay, so right, so yeah, you managed to lose the Minotaur in the maze. You can hear it. You can hear it like roaring behind you. But yeah, it eventually fades, and you hear it a few more times, but you seem to have managed to seems to be further and further away from you. And you can make another percentile dice roll, another percentage roll. Okay. Right, you just continue wandering on down these fog shrouded corridors. Right, so what's the rest of you doing?
Well, after I mean, I only assume, it seems that this trap is set off by either something extremely loud or the trap being set off, or either way. I think we're going to have to enter the room to get to the mural to see what's happening with Obold. So we probably have to either run and jump over this acid pit, or we have to fly. Cade, I just checked, has not memorized fly, so he can't sort of help us out that way. So yeah, I mean, he can misty step himself into the room, but he can't take anyone with him, and we can't use Dimension Door because that'll send us off to that other weird ass chamber with the thing in the dead bodies. So yeah, so the short version is we're going to have to jump the acid pit into the room and then run up to the mural, and then more than likely have to fight four massive Minotaur skeletons. So what do you guys think? Jump the acid pit, fight the skeleton Minotaurs. Maybe Luzai jumps the pit because he's got the jumping boots, and then you run around inside dodging the skeletons while Cade and Fafuk snipe at them from the sidelines. What do you think? And if one comes close enough for Tacklin can cast his thorny whip on them and drag them into the acid pit. That way the casters are kind of safe. One's running around, and we're wearing down the big Minotaurs. What do you think?
It's a big if.
Jacqueline has no problem being inside the room at all. It's just I'm not sure what it's going to gain us. And there's only space for one caster at the front, isn't there? Really?
No,
Have you tried
no,
sending?
there's two. As long as you get them in more or less the middle of the room, both people can see the middle of the room.
What are you saying, Lee?
Tried doing a sending on Robold.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I have a level 3 spell slot available. What would you like me to ask him?
Be able to make his way out, I think, sort of along them lines.
Okay,
Does somebody else have an object to do a sending?
right, and the spell will be, hey, Obold, sorry to pry.
I did.
Where are you? What you doing? And are you coming back soon, or should we try and find you?
Okay, so Obald, you hear that, and you can respond, of course, with the same within that limitation of however many words it is.
25.
25 words.
Yeah, I'm well under, yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm just
Oh.
responding.
Yep. Sorry. Ah,
No,
there you go.
second foggy knows me chased by a Minotaur back. Right. Okay then. I relay the message to the rest. So it looks like he touched something he shouldn't have done, and now he's trapped somewhere. So what do you think? Luzai, do you want to go play bait while the rest of us start spelling away at some minotaurs? Save our friend.
We're actually trying to do it, enter the maze ourselves.
Well, we don't know where he is, but all we know is we try and enter the room and touch that floor. We're more than likely going to cause those minotaurs to come out and attack. We don't have any spells that would get us from this side of the room to the other side of the room. So if you jump over and no minotaurs appear, great. Just carry on over to where Obold was and see if you can spot where he's gone. But I think we're just assuming that as soon as you clear that acid pit, the Minotaur skeletons are going to come for you.
Big as this pit, Phil.
The pit is 15 foot to the left and right and 10 foot across.
But I suppose we'd better get out of the way if Lazar's going to take a run up.
So you could, with your, particularly with your boots, you'd easily be able to clear that.
Come along the wall and jump off that.
The Fook and Cade will get out of the way, so...
Yeah. Well, you can just stand to one side. You don't have to move your counters.
Crouching tiger, hidden dragon move, wall run, and then jump off the wall.
We can assume, it's only really kind of applies in for combat.
We still got water walking engaged.
I would imagine. I don't
No,
believe
water
so.
breathing. Water breathing.
Sorry, yeah.
I can cast water walking if you want. You can walk on lava and all sorts with water walking. Why are you planning on walking across the acid? Please don't.
I was just thinking if I fell in.
Well, like I say, you'd have no problem, particularly with your boots. You'd have no problem clearing that pit.
And then I'll run and jump it.
Because, like I said, the base thing is that you can move, you can jump a number of feet equal to your strength, isn't it? I think something like that, or 10 or something like that.
Think
But
so, yeah.
But particularly with those boots you've got, yeah, you could clear that without having to worry about it. Do you want to jump?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, boom! You jump and land on the other side. You can either, so yeah, at the very least, you're safe to land on the other. Sorry.
Think, well, that done?
No, it was coming back from you. It was coming back from Lou.
All right, we're echoing back. Right. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you safely land on the other side.
Keep going.
Okay.
Out there. Instantly turn round. Ready for running and jumping back over if all them alcoves open.
Okay. Nothing happens. Obald, you can roll a percentage dice again.
Ooh, that's low.
Okay, right. You just wander aimlessly. You seem, in fact, you're not even sure if you're not sure if you're backtracking on yourself. It's hard. Of course, it's hard to tell. The way the walls are featureless. There's fog everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're just wandering aimlessly. Is there anything you want to do, or are you just going to carry on?
No, just keep an ear out for any more minotaurs or if that one comes back.
Okay. Right. So what's the rest of you doing?
Well, as I jumped across and then jumped back again, nothing happened. So now we're like, well, when you just
I
jump in.
didn't jump back up. I was getting ready to jump in case.
Oh, right, gotcha.
Then Skelly's popped.
Okay, well, if they haven't shown, then you may as well head across to the mural to see where Obald was, because he didn't go near that sarcophagus that keeps changing color, like a really creepy sort of toy. He was right across on the other side of the room.
So what are you doing, Luke? What's Lou High doing?
Said it was near what? A mural?
So do you want the room description again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Right. So 4 marble columns support the ceiling of this grand tomb. Twin staircases ascend to an upper gallery where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. On the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing colour. Minotaur murals adorn the walls on the lower level. So these are the columns. No, that's not a drawing tool. These are the columns here. This. Oh dear. What need to do with that? This is the sarcophagus, and this is the mural up at the top on this up at the top of the stairs. The carving, rather. Anybody else doing anything?
Well, while his eyes sort of mulling over what to do next, I'll say, well, that's weird. So the Minotaurs only come out when there's a great big hole in the floor is made. That's weird. Do you think maybe they only come out if there's like enough people in the room, or maybe they need a loud noise, or shall I try a loud noise?
What? No, wait. The poem.
Oh yeah.
Amish sleeps silent. The army sleeps in silence. So I reckon the boulder crashing through the floor caused the sound, but I don't understand why your rumbling didn't do that.
Maybe it wasn't loud enough.
You were shouting. You had the apparition shouting as well, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Okay.
still not loud enough, though.
Well, I mean,
Maze holds the key.
well, let's see what Luzai finds, and then depending what he finds, we can try and get ourselves across this big pit. Though,
What was that,
Kay
Lee?
could
Just says at the end, the maze holds the key.
Do you think it's literal? Like there's a key in the maze? Either way, I think Lazar needs to go look at the maze. I mean, maybe one of those little lights is now. Maybe there's a little picture of Obold running around the maze.
Isn't that in the other room?
What?
It's just north of you.
Murals that they were painting.
Oh yeah, south and west. Their previous room.
Yeah, that. The carving of the maze is at the top of them stairs. Are the stairs in here?
Well
Okay,
then,
you're going up there. Okay. Right. Obald, you can roll percentage.
Okay.
Okay. Right. You just continue. You just seem to be lost. So, Lu Hai, you can see. So, looking at this carving, it's when you get up close, it's not what it first seemed to be. So, this carving isn't static; it shifts before your eyes, and you can see this maze. The configuration of this maze is constantly changing. There's walls moving, sections moving, dead ends forming, new passages are appearing where there was none, and its corridors, despite it being like this carving, it's like I say, it's like as if you're looking down this miniature scene, and you can see the corridors of this maze are lit by tiny torches and clouded by fog, and you can make a perception roll.
see anybody inside it?
You can make a perception roll. You can make it with advantage. Okay, wow. So Obald, there's like a shadow. It's like a shadow passes across the sky, and you look up, and you almost like stop with a sudden start as you see this gigantic face of Lu Hai blotting out most of the sky, peering down at you.
I'll scream like for Fook.
So Lu Hai, you can see figures moving in this maze, and one, although they're tiny, you're sure one of them looks. You could swear one of them looks like a tiny miniature Obold.
Yeah.
You also notice that some of these torches are different colours.
It.
Sorry?
It's like one particular colour leads in a certain direction.
No. Most of the torches are of one colour, but you notice scattered throughout this maze there are about 6 that are different in colour.
Like a random direction or area.
Well, they're just scattered across. Yeah, they're scattered randomly across this maze.
Is Obold near? Sorry, I'm not there.
I'll walk back over here.
Okay.
Explain what I've seen.
Okie dokie.
I think if you were to send, can you send another sending?
Yes, one more.
You might want to discuss with Liv Fafoot what you want to send then.
There's lots of torches, but some are a different colour. Best.
Okay.
If you could send a message to Obold, like touch one of these different coloured torches, or grab it, or some.
So there were
Sorry.
none of the there were Obol was nowhere near any of these different coloured ones.
So if he moves towards a different coloured one, something might change.
Okay, so you want me to send a sending to Oval that says there are mostly yellow torches. There are 6 or 7 multicolored torches. You are a long way from any of them. Try and reach a multicolored torch,
Different coloured torch, yeah.
different colored torch. But he's miles from any of them. So does he need to go like north and west, or I mean, he's in a maze. I mean, does he even know where north is?
It keeps changing.
Okay,
The
so
maze keeps
basically,
changing.
so we're basically telling him he needs to keep running around until he finds a multicolored torch.
So yeah. Better tell him the directions, and maze changes anyway. Changing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question, Phil. So when the maze changes, does the location of the torches change?
No.
Ah. This is weird.
The different
I know it sounds
torches like a key to
Sorry.
something.
Go on, Lee.
Different coloured torches must be a key to something. Yeah.
or maybe they're just like really bad mobs. Congratulations, you found a red torch. It's a fire demon. Woo!
Okay, Obold, you can roll a percentage again.
Okay.
Wait a second, I'm just copying something. Right.
Okay. Just wandering. Just seem to be wandering aimlessly. Just lost. You can't. Nothing. It's just everything. Everywhere looks the same.
What's this picture in the middle of the room, Phil? Flowers.
A ball.
Is that a bull?
Yeah.
It's just artwork. It's not relevant. It's just extra detail. The map creator added. Don't worry
I'm going
about.
to say it's
don't
like
be
a
dicey.
Roman depiction of a bull, isn't it?
Yeah, Roman or Greek. Yeah. Yeah. To save you being distracted by that, yeah, it's just an aesthetic. Obviously, it ties into what's in the room, of course.
Fafook sends a sending.
Okay, so Obold, you get that you hear that message in your head.
Right. Obold sends one back, which Fafook relays to the party. If one of you stays above me, you can direct me in front of the maze. I can't see the changes to the maze. Well, that's clever.
Keeps changing though.
Yeah, but the placement of the the torches doesn't. So if the maze shifts, that's fine. He still needs to go that way, so he can try and work his way. Trend.
Okay.
Go back up, Phil,
Okay.
and I'll lean over and I'll move my hand here to one of these closest one torch to where Obold is.
Okay. Radio.
Like, point to it.
Yeah. Okay. So pointing in the direction it needs to go. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you can see this horrific, giant, colossal, giant figure of Luhai looming above you, pointing in a certain direction.
Follow a direction then, Phil.
Okay, so you can do this. So you roll a percentage, but you can roll it twice and choose the higher.
No, that's a 26 then, Phil.
Okay, so as you direct him, the maze changes, and you'll have to you need to redirect. You have to redirect him again. Okay, so yeah, so you can again. Is anybody else wanting to do anything?
Well, I think it's potentially safer to just let Lazai crack on, and if anything changes, we'll try and make a plan to get into the room, because right now, I mean, this is for food being extra cautious as well, of course. But we've got to leap an acid pit to get into a room that may or may not unleash 4 great skeleton minotaurs. So it's like,
More than
right
that.
now, say again?
4. Look to be about 10.
No, I think they were massive, but while you're there and something seems to be working, it's probably safer to just let you carry on, really.
Okay, tackling, doing anything?
Still just standing guard.
Okay, Clad sort of like seems to get bored and he wanders off back up the stairs,
I don't blame him.
and you lose sight of him.
It's
I'll follow Clad, Phil.
Okay.
not good.
Well, you don't want him to swap out with a doppelganger when we're not looking. Oh, you're going to ruin Fool's fun.
So he wanders back off into the hallway, like sees you, he looks around and sees you coming in, like smiles, says, just thought it might be advisable to take a look about while we're doing nothing.
I agree. Would you care to look at these gargoyle statues with me?
Right, he sort of like semi bows and sort of like waves with like directs you with his hand down the corridor, and he follows after you. Okay, so
I'll wait for him to go first.
he sort of, so you get stuck in a bit of a stalemate. He sort of like, when you don't move, he sort of does the same gesture again.
I'll clip him back at head and tell him to move on. On.
Right, he sort of steps back and looks a bit. He says, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?"
We're going to do this. You're going in front of me, please.
He says, "Very well,
As far as I can spit.
very well. You spit all you like." And he goes and sits, goes and stands by the opposite wall and just like sort of leans up against the wall with his arms folded.
So call you up, bitch. Yeah, carry on. I'll go on my own anyway then.
On your way,
Actually
dwarf.
making friends. Actually making friends.
Right. Okay. So I think actually we'll do it. So can you make a wisdom check then? I think we'll do it. This would be better, a more fair way of doing this, where you're being direct. You can make a wisdom check, Obold. Oh wow. So yeah, you can make a percentage roll then. Okay, you just wandering again. You're still just wandering aimlessly through this maze. Nothing. Are you continuing to direct him?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You can make another wisdom check.
Probably screaming into the fog about eyes directions of shit.
Okay. Right. So you come into a hexagonal shaped room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's like kind of not hexagonal, more like an oblong shaped, almost trapezoid shaped room. Is that the correct shape? I think that's the correct shape. A lozenge shaped room. Yeah, lozenge shaped room.
Okay.
And in the center of this room is a pedestal, and on this pedestal, kind of like floating, just just above the surface at the top of this pedestal, is a key made out of a glowing blue crystal.
No. But you said there were multiple colours. This is as he reached. I mean, Lazai, as he reached, like a blue torch.
So yeah, Luhai, you can see Obald has reached one of these blue blue light.
Right.
I wonder if it's keys, not key.
What are you doing,
Who's that?
Obald?
Crystal coffin. Changes colours. I'll go over to the pedestal, Phil.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for an ambush from a Minotaur from somewhere
Okay.
or something else.
So the edges of the room disappear into the fog. Just this.
Yeah, it
this
doesn't mean
key.
one won't come charging
No,
out.
it does not.
So I'll keep a wary eye as I approach the pedestal.
Okay. Right,
And then
stay in
I'll
front of the pedestal.
I'll have a look over the pedestal, see if it looks like it's trapped or anything.
Okay, you can make a perception check, I guess. Nothing.
All the shit it rolls.
I know.
There's nothing.
Especially a life or death situation, so all your rolls are going to be shit.
Just a featureless stone pedestal. It appears to be like it's like formed as part of the same piece of stone that forms the floor and the walls. It's all just one piece.
I'll hold my breath, close my eyes, and then grab the key, then Phil.
Okay, right. You grab the key. You feel the key as you close your eyes. You grab the key. You feel your hands close around the key. Obald reappears in the room at the side of the sarcophagus
Gee.
with a blue crystal key clutched in his hand.
Oh, fuck me, look at that. It came back.
I'll open my eyes then, Phil.
Okay, right. You are stood
me.
right at the side of the. Well, actually, here. Right at the side of this. Oops, not on it. The side of the sarcophagus.
Wait for me to get out of the way, Phil. I'm going to jump back over.
Just to be on the safe side, I think anyone with a light will need to move back up the steps.
Well, what you gonna do?
Well,
Second,
if I need to run and get out of here, I can't if you're stood there with a light.
Can't he?
Oh, right, okay. Does the sarcophagus have keyholes round it?
Well, I'm not going to have a look yet. I need to make sure my avenue of escape is there.
Okay.
Hang on. Kate doesn't have dark vision. There. I tell Tacklin excitedly, Evolved's back and it's got a big blue key.
You'll need to be further back though, high, because your light's still spilling in. There we go. Right. I'll see if there's a keyhole on the sarcophagus then, Phil.
Okay, so looking over this sarcophagus, you notice there's a tiny keyhole type shaped hole in carved into the lid. So the keyhole doesn't doesn't seem to penetrate into the interior of the sarcophagus. It's almost like more of a indentation than anything. And as you look, you see the like I said, this crystal sarcophagus changes every 6 seconds. It changes colour, shifting through a repeating cycle: blue, then gold, purple, green, red, then finally black before it switches back to blue again.
I guess it's going to have to be the colour of the key.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll wait until it switches to blue, then fill, and then I'll put the key into the keyhole or the indentation.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Okay. Right. You place the key into the this sort of keyhole shaped depression, and so you said you were waiting when it was same colour. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Okay. And as you do, the lid of the sarcophagus shimmers, becomes transparent, and disappears.
What's inside of them?
Sarcophagus is filled with salt.
Ooh. Did you say salt?
Salt.
What the fuck?
Oh, we're rich, lads.
I'll have a
Start
dig
up a
through the
salt
salt.
business.
Have a dig through the salt and see if there's anything inside it.
Okay, right. As you dig through it, you find there's objects buried in the salt. First thing you find is you like dig through. You feel some like rounded objects, and there's also some kind of fabric, that's like a big piece of fabric of some kind.
You found a net curtain.
I'll pull them out then, Phil.
Okay. Okay, right. So what are you pulling out? There's multiple things. There's several things in here. There's several of these sort of rounded, feel like hoops. And this.
Pull out the rounded objects first. We'll start with them.
Okay, right. You pull out, you pull it out, and it's a bracelet. Quite an ornate, sort of wide bracelet made out of some inset with some kind of opalescent material. You can make a nature roll if you want, in fact.
Nature.
Yeah.
It's a tree.
Yeah, you know idea. Yeah, it's kind of opalescent material. It's kind of white,
Okay.
but it sort of shimmers different colours.
I'll start pulling out the other objects and see what there is.
Okay, right. You pull out a total of 10 of these bracelets.
Okay.
And then you want to pull out this fabric?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You pull on that, and the salt, loads of salt spills out over the side of the sarcophagus as you pull this. You pull out a robe that's made of like this sort of white material, but it's like shimmering and like the same opalescent kind of shimmer to it. And as you do, slime pours from the folds of this scintillating robe and takes the form of multiple flail-like pseudopods and you
Yeah.
hear a female voice echoing through the chamber. I can help you. At least, I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
What the fuck? That's another tomb. Flail snail. Wonder if this is flail snail.
Be
Hang on.
Okay, so you hear a angry scream inside your head. No! And as
Sorry, who's
the
it?
he hears like an angry scream inside his Obald hears an angry scream inside his head. No! And these pseudopods are absorbed into you,
Right.
and you feel the spirit of I forgot what his name is, of Wongo is forced from you and forced back into the item from that he possesses.
Oh, really?
That's the mace, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Okay.
you can no longer your attunement, you lose your attunement to the mace and can no longer use it.
no.
But you can but you feel an affinity to this robe.
Hmm.
You are now possessed by the spirit of Unk.
Possessor's Gate.
Fucking hell. So we've got that amulet, the Iblis amulet. I wonder if the same thing would happen if someone who was possessed touched it. It would end up with like a face-off between the spirits.
So was on the neutral one?
Yeah.
So this is now the stuff about that. So I'll just send this to you, Obald, or for
I'll
Obald.
delete that. I'll delete that mace out of my inventory, Phil.
Yeah. Oops.
And I'll drop it where I stand.
Okay. Whoops. Um,
It's a bit odd as snail leaving everything in soft. It's like they're kryptonite.
Mm.
so you lose the ability that was given to you by the other one.
Yeah, I've deleted that.
What was that ability anyway?
Hang on. Wow. Is that first part of the floor, Phil? I'm assuming.
Yes. The bit in speech marks.
Yeah.
Is Obald gonna leave a slimy trail all over the place now?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got the name and the gender of the spirit, then the alignment, then the personality traits, and the quote, sort of that embodies them traits. Then then the opposing god, and then the effect of that spirit.
What's that do to my current health then, Phil?
It will adjust it as it will adjust it for every. So you'd apply that bonus to as if you'd got it every level, taken it every level.
Wow.
Oops, no.
That's redonkulous. That is honestly ridiculous. So I'd get 9.
So don't forget you have to deduct the ones, so it's only the difference of course.
Yeah.
So you've also excuse me, also added the item that's tied to Unk as well to your.
Yeah.
Should be able to see it. You cannot wear them both together. You've got another robe as well, so. Right. So, Obol seems to be sort of reeling a little bit. So you all saw this and heard this female voice. Or maybe didn't see it, but you at least hear this female voice echoing up the passageway from the room.
Wow. I'll put the other one in my backpack, Phil.
So Talad's like, oh, that sounds so curious. You seem a little hesitant to investigate.
No, your kobold will tell us in his own good time.
So you're staying where you are?
Yes.
I'll just have a dig through and see if there's anything else, Phil.
No, there's nothing else in there.
Well, I'll have another look over these bracelets then. See if there's anything I can pick up off them.
Well, look well. The only apparent thing is that it looks like some kind of jewelry. Like I said, they're like just a quite ornate, or rather, well, not delicate kind of thing. The kind of big chunky things.
Put it in my backpack for now then, and I'll shadow step across the rest of the room
Okay.
into that passageway. So, across
Radio.
there.
So Orbold comes walking up the stairs wearing a resplendent, shiny white cloak that like shimmers in color, like a multitude of colors, like a rainbow of colors, like this pearlescent kind of look to it.
Wow.
Feel like the Emperor in his new clothes.
Very nice.
So is Obold not as much as a dick now that he's wearing his white cloak?
He's still got his red gloves on.
Yeah.
So what's that then?
Oh, Punk seemed to have thrown out Wongo. And got this cloak which seems quite cool actually.
Oh yeah, what's it do?
Allows me to be the centre of attention.
Yeah, you're certainly not sneaking around anywhere wearing that.
In quite a dazzling way.
This is probably a good place to call it, actually.
I guess it would be, yes.
Whew. So, I mean, do we think there's any advantage to trying to get more keys out of the maze, or do we think it's just like a random get one and then see what happens kind of situation?
I'm not sure. I've just sent you a whisper as well, Phil.
Okay, so the sarcophagus stopped, just like went
It's
dark
got to
as well.
come to everyone.
Did you say, Phil?
So that crystal sarcophagus, it's gone dark now. It no longer glows. It's just like
Okay,
translucent.
well, that's a big clue then. Right.
There we go.
Cool.
I'll figure it out for you.
Well, if
I've already increased one of them anyway, Phil.
Elwald's looking like he's more or less back to his happy self, then and the sarcophagus has gone dark, there doesn't seem to be a reason to tangle with the Minotaurs, which is great. I suppose you'll head back to the big room and then think about what to do next.
So what was
Right.
the previous? What was the previous number?
14.
Okay.
I've got the number that it's increased by. I just need to know if it affects current as well as total.
I'm just going to check. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. We'll sign off for now and pick this up again next week.